Hey, what's going on, guys? I've been wanting to make this video for quite a while, but I've never quite considered it as relevant as it is right now. And that has everything to do with the release of Pokemon Go, obviously. And with the release of Pokemon Go, I think a lot of people are attributing that to Pokemania, the craze of Pokemon back in the days of yore when Generation 1 and 2 were recently released, and everyone was going crazy. It was hitting news headlines. It was hitting the general public's interest. That's definitely something that's really resurging with Pokemon Go. But what really is Pokemania, aside from just the interest of the general public and the news media? I feel like it has a broader term than that. I feel like Pokemania is something broader than just that. So I wanted to talk a bit about my personal experience with Pokemon and what I think Pokemania is. Here we go. So, when I first started elementary school, I was a really shy, awkward kid. Still am to some extent. I had a lot of anxiety. I was unable to easily communicate with people. I'm sure a lot of people get that. That's pretty normal. One of the few areas where I was able to connect to people was a shared interest of dinosaurs and animals and owls and birds of prey. I was able to find people that were interested in the animal kingdom and were interested in exploring the natural world as far as eyewitness books were able to take us. When I was about 6 years old, I got for Christmas a Nintendo Game Boy Advance, and about 2 months later, I ended up getting a game at my local game store called Pokemon Fire Red. I picked up this game looking at the cover and thinking it looked cool. I think I had heard about Pokemon before, and I guess the idea of being able to go out and catch animals appealed to me since I was into animals. This game ended up having a huge impact on my life. I literally spent about 2 hours in the first area trying to understand what I was doing. The only prior gaming experience I had really had was like playing Sonic on my dad's Genesis, and I was ass at video games. If you think I'm bad now, which I objectively am, you have no idea how bad I was back then. But Pokemon was really a gateway for me. It opened up gaming for me in so many ways. I went through the game, and I had so much trouble with the Fire Gym Leader only using a freaking Venusaur, and I had so much trouble against my rival, and I had so much memories of this game. This is the first game that I remember beating on my own, and it was so satisfying for me. But this experience was largely just on my own. I had a couple friends that played the game, and it was really cool to be able to trade with them and get different starters and see what was different about their version. But largely this started off as a solo experience, and then I started to see people in my elementary school playing the card game, Pokemon. They were playing the video game at lunch. They were talking about Pokemon. And that really became something that built bridges for me socially, and it allowed me to connect for the first time in my life, I believe, to something bigger than myself. And this has everything to do with the way that Pokemon is designed, the way that it's meant to be played. It's meant to be a social experience, and it's so much greater than just the game. The game could honestly be just bare bones almost, and sometimes when I'm playing Pokemon Go, I feel like the game that it's attached to is bare bones. But when I see someone on the street playing Pokemon Go, I know what they're doing, and I can talk to them, and it's like every social barrier is just broken down by this game, and it's really something kind of incredible. Pokemon is intentionally designed to have two versions, to have two people with two different legendaries trade Pokemon, or it has everything to do with the Game Boy Link cable. It has everything to do with meeting someone on the street with your DS and being able to go right there, hey, let's trade with wireless connection. It has everything to do with Pokemon Go. And to me, that's a huge part of Pokemania, and it's something that's never died. And I think it's especially funny because everyone has a different experience with it. And And when I started playing Pokemon is when many hardcore fans of Pokemon almost consider it the death of the franchise. It's especially when the media started to stop covering the game so in depth. It's when the general public started to kind of lose interest, and they thought that it was almost dead in a way. Generation 2 was supposed to be the end of the franchise, and I started playing in Generation 3. I think a lot of people consider where I started playing with Generation 3 the end of Pokemania. And for me, that couldn't be farther from the truth. Kids on the schoolyard would play this game all the time. It didn't come into my consciousness that Pokemon was dying out among an older group of fans, and I didn't really get this sense until I moved on to middle school. Obviously, middle school is a place where kids are inclined to be hip and with it and not embark on childish adventures across the Pokemon world. When I got into middle school, everyone was playing Call of Duty. I would ask a stranger if they were into Pokemon, and they would be like, no, Pokemon is dumb. Why would you like that? And I guess I even would tell people, whatever, Pokemon, right? Fuck that, right? There was probably about a year where I kind of got out of Pokemon, and then I came back to it, and I started to enjoy it again, and I wouldn't necessarily talk to people about it for a little while, but I would play the Pokemon Black and White card game. I watched some of the anime, which is my least favorite anime series, but I would play the video game. I would go to a tournament, and I would meet all these cool and interesting people that were my age, and they liked Pokemon, and it was crazy. And then I started to open up more about how I liked Pokemon, and it turned out the most popular kid in my school liked Pokemon, and I would go up to him and I would be like, fairy type just got confirmed, and he would be like, that's fucking stupid. And that's something else I constantly see. People reject new Pokemon designs and new introductions to the gameplay of Pokemon, and I think that's just par for the course. You're always going to get that. And in a way, maybe that's what turns off a lot of people when they see Garbodor, or when they see Stunfisk, or Mega Evolution even. I'm sure a lot of once hardcore fans of the series see new Pokemon and they just resent the change. But at the end of the day, when they see Charmander, when they see Charizard, when they see Pikachu, it all means the same thing to everyone who plays Pokemon, I think. And that's regardless of where you started, and that's regardless of who you are. Pokemon is still a universal thing, and the success of Pokemon Go would not exist if Pokemon was still not a near universal thing among the people that know it, and even the people that are getting into it now. Pokemania lives on in the hearts and the minds of all of the fans that enjoy it, regardless of the popularity in the general media that we see from Pokemon. It is still 100% prevalent, and always has been since the 20 years ago that the first generation came out. It's always lived on in the hearts and minds of the people that enjoy it. And this is regardless of if you're a quote-unquote Gen 1er, or you've only played Generation 5, or you hate the new Pokemon designs. I still think that there's something kind of universal about Pokemon, and it's something that we're totally seeing in Pokemon Go, and something just kind of incredible. And I don't think that this is by any means exclusive to Pokemon. I think you can absolutely be something bigger than yourself by being into Call of Duty too. You can be part of something bigger than yourself in any game or any activity, and that can be Pokemania too. Not Pokemania, but it's still, if it's something that's able to tie people together, and it's something that can live on in your mind and your heart, and something that will continue to mean a lot to you, regardless of if you resent the change or in any of that, then that's something kind of incredible. And Pokemon totally understands this. If you watch the Japanese trailers for Pokemon Sun and Moon, you can see them understanding this. And Nintendo is generally very resistant to making smartphone games, but the fact that the Pokemon Company would, I feel speaks a lot to them as a company, Game Freak. Pokemon is always looking to broaden their horizons, to connect people to continue the original version of the game. And that's something I think is really admirable. I'm aware this video was a little bit more on the corny side. I hope you still enjoyed it. It was really not scripted. I just wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about what my definition of Pokemania is, and I wanted to talk about Pokemon Go because this game is great, man, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am, and I hope you guys are enjoying connecting with people as much as I am, and seeing rare Pokemon and getting excited. It's something really cool to see the number of people currently playing, and it's always cool to see people playing Pokemon, and people getting into anything. It's great. And I guess on a final note, just hold your interests close to your heart and don't let them go. Don't let anyone else tell you what you should like or be interested in or enjoy. Hold what you love close to your heart and don't let it go. Alright. That was corny. I'm outie. Love you guys. Bye.